Valentino Rossi in pole. He won the last Grand Prix in Mugello in front of his home crowd. He trails Casey Stoner in the championship by 9 points. Dani Pedrosa,
pit stop.
Yeah, going down the beach. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Right, now I'll leave it today. I'll come back tomorrow. Valentino Rossi, the pole setter with that 1:41.840. Joined on the front row, Randy De Punier and Dani Pedrosa.
Behind them on row 2, watch out for Casey Stoner launching from that line from 4th place. John Hopkins is alongside him and Colin Edwards too.
Nicky Hayden, the world champion, Tony Elias and Marco Melandri, all Grand Prix winners at this level on the 3rd row.
Alex Hoffman was delighted to head up row 4 alongside Vermeulen and Nakano.
Row 5, Sylvain Gintoli, Alex Barros, who rode so well in Mugello, and Carlos Checa, a former winner here.
Makoto Tamada in 16th, Loris Capirossi, whose season was decimated at the first turn last year, and Kenny Roberts Jr. in 18th. And bringing up the rear is his brother, Curtis Roberts, both of them riding on that Team KR Honda.
Feel the tension here in the commentary box. It really is a big race, a big event, a crowd 112,000. It's round 7 of the MotoGP World Championships. What a front row. Valentino Rossi just tucked in behind him. Number 27 with those Australian flag details. Casey Stoner, the championship leader.
What a great noise that is. It's not the real start, but still when they get off on their warm-up lap, fantastic sound to hear. And 19 MotoGP bikes all pull away at the same point. This is where all the action happened last season in the race. 5 riders, 6 riders all came together in there. 3 of them never restarted the race. And, well, we hope nothing like that happens again.
We ride with Dani Pedrosa. Will we be riding with the Spaniard? And with those fans, after 25 laps, the circuit to Catalonia.
That's who they want to win, isn't it? Dani Pedrosa. Some of them want this man to win, but I'm sure lots of the very patriotic Catalan fans will be wanting Dani Pedrosa to be on the top step. Well, as you say, 25 laps remaining, and we're going to see who wins this race in around 45 minutes time.
25 laps, round 7 of the championship. Valentino Rossi chasing his 9th win here in Barcelona on the Yamaha. Alongside him on the front row of the grid, Randy De Punier, and this man, Dani Pedrosa, right behind Valentino Rossi. Look for the start of Casey Stoner on that red Ducati. Welcome to Barcelona, welcome to the circuit to Catalonia, and the MotoGP race is underway.
It's a good start from Casey Stoner as we expected. From the back of the grid, looking from Loris Capirossi's bike, we can't quite see what's going on at the front. At the front, it looks as though it's Casey Stoner who's going to go in the first. Dani Pedrosa hard on the brakes though. It's Pedrosa from Stoner. Hopkins in there as well. Rossi in 4th place. De Punier in 5th.
Great start by Pedrosa. Very good start as we expected by Casey Stoner. Hopkins has made a good start also from the 2nd row of the grid. Rossi right in there. Randy De Punier, how long can he hang on there? But Dani Pedrosa, to the delight of the fans, leads away, but Casey Stoner already giving him a hard time.
Tony Elias has made up a couple of positions. He's up into 6th place. Colin Edwards is in 7th. Nicky Hayden in 8th. Loris Capirossi's had a great start, and he's in 9th, but about to be taken by Chris Vermeulen. At the front, though, Casey Stoner sits up out of the saddle coming out of that corner as Valentino Rossi has a look up the inside of John Hopkins for 3rd place. Stoner was lucky there, wasn't he? Just really sat up out of his seat.
Certainly was. They're coming onto the back straight any moment now. They're round the right-hander now. Will anybody make a move at the end of the back straight? And the tight left-hander, favourite braking manoeuvre here. Now, is anybody going to try and get through? Is Valentino Rossi going to have a go at John Hopkins? No, he's not. Randy De Punier coming up the inside of Valentino Rossi. Not quite able to get through.
Dani Pedrosa leads him through the stadium section. There'll be a real roar. Randy De Punier, again, just like Stoner before him, sits out of the seat and he loses a position there to Tony Elias. So Elias now up to 5th place. They'll all be on their feet in there, as you can see, because Dani Pedrosa is leading the way. They go down and head to turn 13. Downhill braking, fast right-hander, 100 miles an hour. They go onto the start-finish straight. When they cross the line, 1 lap down, 24 remaining.
Pedrosa leads the way. Casey Stoner behind him. Valentino Rossi now trying to get up the inside of John Hopkins. Who's on the brakes? Who's fastest? It's Casey Stoner that leads the way on the Ducati. Dani Pedrosa in 2nd place. John Hopkins third. Valentino Rossi closing up with where we left off in Mugello. This is MotoGP at its best.
Casey Stoner once more showing the huge power of that Ducati and just storming past Dani Pedrosa at the end of the straight. John Hopkins came under pressure from Rossi, but Hopkins is a demon on the brakes and he held off the challenge of the five-time MotoGP World Champion.
Look out for Tony Elias in fifth place. Valentino Rossi will be looking after him. Valentino Rossi trying very hard indeed to get past John Hopkins. He's worried that Stoner may get away at the front. Rossi trying all he can to get past the Suzuki and John Hopkins. John Hopkins at the moment will not budge. Here comes Rossi once again.
Yeah, he's having a look once more through the left-hander and he goes through Rossi. Is he going to run it a little bit wide though? Hopkins comes back and goes back in front of him. They get the fast right-hander back onto the back straight. And Rossi relegated back to fourth, so he's had a go at Hopkins. I'm sure he'll have another go now down the back straight. Elias pulls to the left, and so does Valentino Rossi. The legs go out, and it's not going to be this time. Depunier still in sixth place, Melandri behind there, there's Edwards, there's Hayden now in ninth position, Capirossi in 10th, Hoffman just behind them for Mullen in 11th.
Casey Stoner setting a real pace at the front. Into the right-handers, they're into the stadium section, a little front-end wobble there from Casey Stoner as they plunge downhill. Third gear, well over 100 miles an hour, into the right-hander that brings them back into the start and finish straight. 23 laps to go when they cross the line. Will Rossi have another go at Hopkins, but Stoner is getting away at the front. The gap almost half a second. Here comes Rossi past Hopkins.
Yeah, Valentino Rossi's got the power on the Suzuki. Obviously, he's not riding the Suzuki, but the Yamaha has the power over the Suzuki. A look there from Randy Depunier past Tony Elias, but it's not to be for the Frenchman this time. Behind them is Marco Melandri, and this is the order at the moment. Stoner, Pedrosa, Rossi now in third. Hopkins runs it a little bit wide in turn 3, and he was closed right up by Tony Elias through there. Then it's Depunier in 6th, Melandri in 7th, Edwards, Hayden, Capirossi, Barros, Vermeulen, Hoffman, Ginter lead, Nakano in 15th, Tamada, Checker, and it's Curtis Roberts, and Kenny Roberts Jr. brings up the rear.
Pedrosa is closed on Casey Stoner. Stoner has not gone away. 22 and a half laps to go. Rossi will try and get up to those front two. And there is Tony Elias behind John Hopkins. That's an explosive combination, isn't it?
An amazing lap there from Stoner, 143.448. Just 4 tenths of a second outside the lap record on the very second lap. Everybody else in the 44s.
Stoner heads down the back straight now. It's starting to settle down just a little bit at the front. Dani Pedrosa behind him, just 2 tenths. Then it's Valentino Rossi and John Hopkins. Behind them, Tony Elias and Randy Depunier. They file the way through and into the stadium section. Early lap speeds on the hard tyres bring them up to temperature very, very quickly in this heat, and they'll start wearing out almost immediately. They're going to be working against their tyres. What they said yesterday in the press conference was that will be the decider today. Who has chosen best, who has done their homework best, as they head through turn 13 and down the home straight once more.
Casey Stoner still leads the way. 22 laps to go. Dani Pedrosa very close indeed. He's going to come out of the slipstream and try and take him. Dani Pedrosa, this is a brave move against the Ducati. Not quite through. And Randy Depunier trying to get up the inside of... Not quite able to get past or up the inside there of Tony Elias. Great stuff from Randy Depunier, riding with that injured knee just tucked in behind him. You can see Marco Melandri, Colin Edwards 8th, Capirossi 9th, Iggy Hayden, the World Championship at the moment, in 10th place. What a start to the race here at the Grand Prix of Catalunya in Barcelona. Fabulous stuff. We ride with Dani Pedrosa. He could not be closer to Casey Stoner, and he's going to have another go at it. Perhaps not here. I think at the end of the back straight when they break for the left-hander, Dani Pedrosa, perhaps not quite close enough this time round.
Well, we expected a 3-way battle between Stoner, Pedrosa and Rossi. At the moment we've got Stoner and Pedrosa, and I'm sure Rossi's going to join them for company. He just closed the gap by 2 tenths on that section, and he's making his way forward now through the order. Don't count out Valentino Rossi. He was in 8th position after the first lap in Mugello, and look what happened. He went on to win the race by a couple of seconds over Dani Pedrosa. This time it's a little bit different. Casey Stoner out at front, Pedrosa in second, and Rossi tucked in third. But we could see that 3-way battle we expected. Into the stadium section once more, and now the hard work on the right-hand side of those tyres. They're going to suffer throughout this race, and well, they're already going to start to suffer early on.
Into the start, finish straight. There is Tony Elias just tucked in there behind John Hopkins. We ride with him. behind the bubble, just over. 300 kilometers an hour for the 800cc machines. Again, Pedrosa very, very good on the brakes there, but Stoner holds the advantage. And Tony Elias gets up the inside of John Hopkins, and Tony Elias has now taken over fourth place and then runs it wide. John Hopkins goes past, and then Tony Elias and Randy de Prunier collide, but don't go down. Two very lucky young men.
Well, I think that again was Tony Elias going far too hot into turn one. That's when Hopkins could take him back on the second half of turn 1 and 2, the S's, and when Elias came back across the track, there was Randy de Prunier, and that's in the dangers. I'm sure there'll be some finger wagging at Tony Elias once more. Very exciting rider to watch, of course, Tony Elias, but sometimes some riders say that he is a little bit too close to the bone in terms of manoeuvres. They can see, comes back across and cuts right into the path of Randy de Prunier, and right on Randy de Prunier's sore knee as well. Just thinking about that knee, which is full of blood, and really horrible injury that he has.
Randy de Prunier actually give a hand signal in behind him as if to say, it's okay, mate, I'm still in front of you.
If he was going to be hit anywhere, that was the worst possible place on that knee, wasn't it? Danny Pedrosa still hanging in there. Casey Stoner setting an absolutely scorching pace out the front, into the stadium section, down through these fast right-handers when they come into the start and finish. It will be 20 laps to go, this 25-lap race. A long, long way for tyres, machines, and for bodies, especially this man's body, Randy de Prunier, who's riding with that badly injured collarbone, badly injured left knee. We ride with Valentino Rossi in third place, just eking out a few precious seconds. And again, Danny Pedrosa at the end of the start and finish straight closes on Casey Stoner, but Casey Stoner has the pace of the Ducati and still leads the way. It's Danny Pedrosa that led the way early in the race. Stoner got in front. Stoner from the second row of the grid once again, riding a superb battle with Pedrosa at the front. Rossi looking very threatening in third place. John Hopkins, well, what a season he's had, in fourth place. And then we have Tony Elias, we have Marco Melandri, and of course Randy de Prunier. Further down the field, Nicky Hayden 10th, Alex Barros in 11th place, Christopher Mulan 12th, Sylvain Gimsley 13th, Alex Hoffman in 14th place. Here comes Alex Barros now, chasing after Colin Edwards in front of him.
Yeah, Barros didn't get a great start. He's quite far down the grid in 14th, but now up into 11th. He's got past Vermeulen, and now he's hunting down the American Colin Edwards, former World Superbike